I'm doing it. Wait, he's leaving. Hey, he's coming back. Nope, I'm calling. James, she doesn't want to talk to you.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm sorry. Okay, again, my name is Detective Mark from the Sheriff's Office, okay? Real quick, I understand your name is Mitch Duckro. Do you have a phone number, Mitch? And Mitch, it's just our policy, okay? Anytime we bring somebody in here, I gotta read what's called Miranda rights, okay? It's just because you're in this room and I'm questioning you, okay? I'm not saying you did anything wrong today, okay? But I do just have to advise you of your rights. No, absolutely not. But I do just have to advise you of your rights, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and read this all to you. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that? If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You can decide at any time or to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you have the right to legal representation by the county public defender if you so desire. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And with those rights read in mind, like I said, it's just our policy that we got to read those to everybody we talk to. Are you still willing to talk to me today?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Mitch. Again, I was called in from home about this, okay? I can't imagine what you're going through right now, you and your family, okay?
Awful.
Our main purpose today for this interview, okay, the reason why we'll separate you is just to kind of cover our bases and to just kind of get a line of events of what occurred, okay?
I understand.
So if you would, I understand, were you aware of the text messages that James had sent your daughter last night?
Was not.
Okay, so your daughter did not share those with you?
No.
Okay, all right. Or it wasn't text message, I'm sorry, voicemail.
That I just now heard about when
Okay.
he was standing at the door.
So you weren't aware of it?
I probably wouldn't let her
yesterday.
leave yesterday, or this morning.
Okay. So let's go to this morning, okay? We'll just start from the time you woke up, okay? What happened?
Make the coffee, got the cup, go down on my computer, like I do every weekend. Just get on Facebook. And I was watching some Netflix. When they were leaving to go to breakfast, they said bye.
Where'd they go to breakfast at?
Perkins, I believe.
Okay, just your...
Yeah.
So it was just you, your wife, and your daughter in the residence?
Yes.
All day today? Okay. And do you remember what time they went to Perkins by chance? Roundabout?
9-ish.
Okay. And you stayed home alone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then, go ahead.
I started watching a Netflix movie.
Okay.
About halfway through it, the dogs barked. I figured they were home. So I paused that and was walking up the steps. About halfway up, and Stacy's standing there. She's like, "You expecting somebody?" And I'm like, "No, why?" I kind of don't remember as far as they said it was James maybe, but I didn't hear James because I didn't know who it was. I was like, I wasn't expecting anybody, and he was just standing there at the door ringing it. I think he rang the bell.
So how long... So your wife and your daughter arrived back from Perkins, okay?
He pulled in right behind them.
Okay, so did they come in that same front door? Or did they enter the garage, or do you remember?
I think they came in the front door.
So they came back in from breakfast, and then when they shut the door, did they lock it, I'm assuming?
They always lock it.
Okay. And how long, when they went in the house, until James showed up on your front porch, do you think?
I wasn't up there when he wasn't there. When I got up there, he was already at the door.
Okay. So you were down in the basement, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you heard them come home, and then you came upstairs?
Right.
When they came home, and your wife asked if you were expecting anybody? Okay.
I don't know if they knew who it was, or maybe they did.
Okay.
Maybe they weren't sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But as soon as because Ellie got freaked out because probably what happened the night, the voicemail or whatever, knew something wasn't right, and I started getting nervous, because he wasn't answering. They was talking over the ring, telling him to leave. She don't want to talk to you.
Was that over like the phone, or?
I think they were using.
Or were they just yelling through the door?
No, I think it was through the phone.
Okay.
Through the ring.
Okay.
That's got the voice thing. And they were. You have to bear with me.
You're fine. You're fine.
They were just doing everything they could to make sure that he would leave, and that we didn't want him here. And I ended up going around to the garage door, opening it up, and walking around, and he's just standing there with his head down. And I said, James, I don't know exactly what I said. I know I said his name. You need to leave or something like that. But he wouldn't acknowledge me. Didn't even budge. That made me kind of nervous.
So you opened the main garage door?
The house garage door.
Okay.
And I walked around.
You walked around to the front porch and said, James, you need to leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to go or leave or something. And
he didn't acknowledge you or anything?
He didn't move, like I wasn't there.
Okay, so what happened?
That's when I got nervous, and I went back in, shut the garage door, made sure he didn't sneak in. So it's shut. Went in, got my 9.
Where was that at?
On my side of the bed in the nightstand.
Okay. Was it in a drawer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you always keep it fully loaded just for personal protection? Or okay. Do you know what kind of bullets you had in the gun?
Self-defense.
Just like ball ammo, or was it like hollow points?
It was hollow point.
Okay. Okay.
Plastic, I believe, maybe.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then after you grabbed your gun from your bedside table, what happened?
I went back out, and they were still trying to get him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. And as soon as I was standing there was debating on whether to call 911. I said, do it.
Where were you guys standing at?
Right there by the table.
The kitchen table?
Yeah,
okay.
The big one. Kind of in that opening there. There was a little bit more towards the bedroom. I said, call them. I want somebody to get here, and they can take care of us and get him out of here. But then I noticed all that talking, they wouldn't acknowledge, and then I saw him starting to jiggle the handles and stuff, seeing if it was locked, and that's when I went up to the door. And, kind of wanted to make sure he didn't force his way in.
So while he was jiggling the handle, you went up to try to hold the door shut?
I'm pretty sure I was telling him to stop and leave and get off my porch or something. But I had my 9 in my hand, in this hand, and then he started hitting it with his shoulder pretty hard to where you saw what he did eventually. And once I realized he was getting in and the door was open is when I shot.
Okay. Did you shoot through the door? Or
shot
through the window?
Through the window part of the door, because the door was open and he was coming in.
So he was pushing his way in, and you shot.
I had my socks on, so I didn't have no grip.
Was he kind of pushing you back as you were trying to hold him?
Yeah, he was moving me.
Okay.
And that's when at first I was trying to shoot, but my clip wasn't in.
Okay.
And then I freaked out, and I finally did another rack, and then he was pushing hard, and that's when the gun fired. I think 3 times. Twice up here, and maybe another one. Pretty sure it was 3.
Okay. And do you recall, like, after you fired the first round through the glass, did he eventually get the door all the way swung open, or do you think all the shots were through that glass window?
That was all through the glass.
All through the glass.
Pretty
okay.
sure.
And from what I remember, your kind of front door glass was, is it like an oval?
Like long oval.
Okay, I got you. Okay. And then what happened after that?
After the shots, he had turned and went off of the porch, and it's kind of hard to remember after that.
I understand. Just take your time.
We we was all freaking out, obviously. And then I looked out again, and I saw his legs laying there, and I was seeing if he was moving or he wasn't. But then the neighbor had come up, going, you know, like, and we was trying to yell at him to stay back, because I didn't know if he was...
From my understanding, Mitch, he was outside and he heard some gunshots, and he was more concerned. He just didn't know what exactly happened. I think that's why he came over to maybe check on you guys, or just something to that effect. But yes, and then so you told him to stay back, okay? And then did you go back in the house after you? Where did you see him at? James?
We lived. I didn't go back out.
Okay.
I stayed away from it.
Okay. Did you go outside, and you said you saw him laying there or something?
So he was completely around the corner.
Okay, but you didn't leave the porch. Did you come out on the porch at all?
I did not. I didn't want to touch anything, or...
Did you come outside at all? Or outside of your threshold, I guess I should say?
No, I don't think I did.
You could just see his feet from there? Okay, I understand. Okay, and then, who called 911? Did you guys call 911, or did
they were in the process. I think we was on the phone with them before he had tried to break the door down.
Okay.
So they were on the 911 call during that whole thing.
So either your daughter or your wife
I think
called
my
911?
daughter was.
Okay. So where they still had the ring up on their phone or whatever?
Maybe my wife did.
Okay. And then, okay.
I'm not sure.
I understand.
And then Allie might have been on with 911.
Okay. Okay. And then, did you guys all just stay inside until deputies or...
Yeah.
I understand Sydney police came out there as well, because they were probably a little closer maybe.
Right.
So you guys just stayed inside until they got on scene?
We didn't want to move.
Okay. What is your... So I understand that James used to date your daughter. Okay. How long did they date for?
I don't know how long.
If you had to guess,
honestly, I don't. I have no...
Would you say it was a considerable time? Like, were they kind of serious, or...?
I think they were friends for a while, and then they went out for a little bit. Didn't quite work out. This was a couple years ago.
Okay.
And Allie didn't want to see him anymore for some reason. I never got involved in that.
I understand.
Then I guess he moved to California for a little bit, and then he had come back. And then for 2 years they didn't text or talk, I guess, until last night. And they don't really tell me stuff about guys, because...
Right. Yeah, I'm assuming daughters don't want to talk too much with their dad about that kind of stuff. Did you ever... I understand you guys moved up to that house about 1.5 years ago or so. Were they dating while you guys lived out there, or when you guys lived in Sydney?
In Sydney.
Okay.
On Edgewood.
So they never dated when you guys lived out there. So
but he had been there.
Had he?
Because he was friends with my nephew.
The same nephew, his other?
No, his older brother.
I got you.
And he had known that they were having issues with each other, and he brought him out. And Allie got upset about it, of course, and told Clay not to ever bring him over again.
Okay.
And that was the last time.
Do you recall about how long ago that was?
I don't know.
Okay. But it was sometime within the last year of them breaking up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever, would you say you knew James on a personal level, or did you ever talk to him, or
Not really.
did he visit your guys' house in Sydney often when you and when your daughter and him were dating?
Honestly, I don't recall meeting him. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You just kind of probably just heard your daughter talk about him in passing, maybe.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was... I wanted not to go out the way that Allie was saying that they didn't get along, and I thought they had it all taken care of, and everybody went their separate ways, but I guess not.
When your daughter and your wife came back from breakfast, did they think that it was James? Because I understand James maybe pulled up behind them as they pulled in their driveway. When they came in, did they see him, or did they...
I'm not sure, because I could have swore Stacy asked me if I was expecting anybody.
Okay. At what point did you realize that it was James?
When Allie said it's James.
Allie said it was James. Could you see him through the glass?
It's hard to see through, but I saw him. I didn't recognize him because you can't really see facial.
Okay. But you knew what he looked like prior to this?
Truthfully, no.
No? Okay, your daughter just said it was James. Okay. Alright. Again, I can't imagine what you're going through today.
Horrible.
Did Victim Services kind of give you any information about who you can talk to and things like that?
Yeah, they were really helpful.
While we go through this process. And Tiffany, the female that was out there with you today from Victim Services, she's still here with you, okay? I think she's out in the lobby with your wife, okay? But she will be here. Okay. Is there anything you can remember, maybe you just want to comment about the incident?
That's about all I can think of, really.
Okay. Do you know, and I know her mind was going 1,000 miles per hour right now.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know after you fired those 3 shots, do you happen to remember what you did with the firearm?
Yeah, I put it on the kitchen table.
On the kitchen table, okay. And then when law enforcement got there, I'm sure they probably secured the gun or something.
They did.
Okay. Do you always keep the magazine fully loaded with your firearm?
Yeah, normally I don't put the clip in.
Okay. So you didn't have one in the chamber like when you went and got it from your bedside table?
I don't keep it.
That's why you had to rack it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I just don't know why I don't. I just don't want to grab it and have it go off, I guess.
Absolutely.
I want to make sure.
Do you know if that firearm's registered in your name, Mitch?
I don't think it is. I got it from Stacy's dad.
Stacy's dad? Okay.
And he went into the home and...
Okay. So he just gave it to you, or did you buy it?
He wanted me to have all this
Okay.
stuff.
Do you know Stacy's dad's name by chance?
Gregory Cole.
Okay. And then the only reason why I ask is because when we run the serial number, I just didn't know if it was going to come back to you or whoever.
So it should be under his name.
Do you know if you bought it from a store or if you got it from somebody else?
I imagine he got it at the store.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Mitch?
Just be over with, but I know we got to do it.
Like I said, today we're just trying to cover our bases, okay? And that's why we just want to talk to you each separately, just to try to get each one of your stories and go from there, okay?
So we did everything we could to get him to leave.
How long do you think he was standing on that front porch for?
Oh, 10, 15 minutes maybe. It's kind of hard to tell.
Now, your Ring doorbell, is it motion activated or do you have to physically hit the button?
It's motion.
Okay.
So I think it takes a minute for it to kick on, but once somebody's there, it should stay on.
Because the video that I saw from the Ring doorbell, it only lasted about a minute or so.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure why.
And there could
Sometimes they cut off, even if you're standing there.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, and it could just be there might be past recordings too, of when you first got there, when your wife and daughter walked in there, that I'm sure there might be a different recording or something like that too. Right. That's possible.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just kind of curious if you knew how long he was there. So when your wife and daughter got home from breakfast, you think they were there for like 10, 15 minutes?
After they got home?
Yeah.
You mean,
from Perkins?
No, they had just got there when Stacy...
Oh, I'm sorry, maybe you misunderstood me. How long do you think James was on the porch, trying to get into your house?
Oh. This far as physically trying to get in, or just
Like,
standing there?
from the time he pulled up in his car to walked in to when the incident happened, how long do you think?
10, 15 minutes maybe, of him not answering or, you know, just standing there.
Okay. So he was there for a while.
Yeah, it seemed like forever.
Did he go anywhere else that you know of, or was he always on the front porch?
He moved around a little bit.
Okay, when you mean?
Sometimes he wouldn't be right in front of it.
Okay.
And I would be like, where did he go? Did he go around, or? But then he would be back in front of the window, part of the door.
So you guys were standing in the kitchen area, living area, all three of you, for 10 to 15 minutes trying to get him to leave?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. And he just wasn't responding,
He
or?
wasn't responding to anything.
And then you went in the garage and opened the main garage door, went around and said, James, you need to leave, or something to that effect.
Right.
And then you realized that something wasn't up,
Something
or
wasn't
wasn't right, and then you went back in and closed the door.
Yeah.
And then,
I got nervous.
and then so then after you went in the garage, that's when you grabbed the gun.
Yeah. It's just,
I know it's probably really hard to remember.
yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you can remember or care to talk about?
That's all I can think of, really. I mean, that's what happened. I don't know what else to say.
I understand. Good. All right. Well, I'm going to step out, and then I'm going to go see if Tiffany's available to come sit with you, okay? I'm going to see if they got any other questions they need me to ask you or anything like that. And then if they do, I'll be back in. If not, I'll send Tiffany in as quickly as possible. I know you said you didn't want to be in here alone.
I don't. Don't make it long, please.
No, maybe I'll go see if maybe a deputy or somebody's available, at least to be in here with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Hey, how's it going? Oh, that's great. I'm just going to keep you company for a minute. I appreciate it. Jared said that you don't want to be left alone. Not really. And that's completely understandable, man. Yeah. How you feeling overall, health-wise? Compared to earlier, just kind of... It's up and down? Up and down. It's going to be that way, man. Unfortunately, it's not going to be easy. Yeah. I mean, I'd say this much, good thing you had the Ring doorbell. That Ring doorbell really helps. Yeah, he said he only saw like a minute of it and it cut out. I don't know what's going on with that, but something I don't want to watch. Yeah, I would highly recommend against not trying to review that, man. Everything that you're already going to play back in your head is going to be hard enough. You don't need to add into it. I appreciate you guys cleaning that up. Not a problem at all. You good, man?
You want to come out in the lobby, and so that way you don't have to sit in here in this room? That'd be great. And I'll just bring your wife back here. You can